Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Mobafire Challenger Series. I am Rapid, with me is Malthus X, and we're moving into our third game of the night, Denial Esports, taking on X-Wasabi Gaming, now Cognitive Esports.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be a fun one. This is two teams who've been doing well in the MCS. I almost said LCS. I'm sure they would love to be doing well in the LCS.
It's basically the same thing.
It's basically, yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing, right? I don't think there's any discernible difference between the two. Although I kind of want to ask, EGAD or Feed is actually the one streaming right now, and I want to know where that picture came from. He's got in there because that's super cool. Anyway, I'll actually focus now. Lulu and Nasus getting banned out here from the side of Denial Esports. Lee Sin and Thresh getting banned away. Thresh is very, very strong, but also Leap Larbu's Thresh is really, really good. And then Lee Sin is, you don't give Scuba Chris Lee Sin, just ever. You don't do it.
Yeah, Lee Sin, and if we don't see a Nidalee ban right now, I am going to have inappropriate things to say, though probably not on stream, because if you don't ban Nidalee versus an Ox, you actually just lose. It's just like, it's a fact. So you have to ban that champion, and it's in iDream's hands. The balance of power. Okay, Nidalee, first pick. I'm calling it right now. Wait, what? No, don't do this. Don't do this to me, Anox. Nidalee is basically his strongest champion, and yeah, like I said, he just does it so well. He's kind of like the second coming of Hotshot GG. So I'll have to see if he does decide to go for that. 40 seconds left to troll me here. So, I mean, at least no weak champion in her own right. So I'll have to see if they decide to go for that. But I know that almost every single time you're going to see Lee Sin, Twisted Fate, and Nidalee banned out against Denial. But that is going to get locked in. So an interesting pick there. Not getting baited into the Nidalee pick.
Yeah, I think that was, if anything, it was a ploy to try to get Elise. I think that was, they're like, okay, Inox is probably going to pick Nidalee first. He loves Nidalee. They're just going to grab that every single time for him. And so they said, well, who's arguably the strongest jungler that we've seen right now? I mean, the support that we've seen more than any other lately has been Nami. It's like Nami and Thresh are the two that we see again and again and again. And then if one or both of those get banned out, then people start playing something else. And Elise has been, kind of one of those jungle pickups. It's been Elise and Zac, and we've actually been seeing more and more Nasus bans. And I want to say it's so that people don't have to face play exactly like what we just saw, where Nasus is less concerned about ganking your lane and more concerned about running into your lane, dropping down Spirit Fire, and helping kill the tower immediately. I mean, we saw that was exactly the strategy that New World Eclipse employed, and they were able to get a lot of early towers down and just push very, very quickly, and it worked really, really well for them. But either way, Elise is going to get picked up. They figured, you know what? You guys aren't going to grab Nidalee in your first rotation of picks anyhow, and we're going to get it for Inox anyway.
All right, so not falling prey to that's a very good point to make. That's sort of ploy, because there are only 6 bans and way more than 6 champions that are very, very strong in the current meta. And I mean, going for Nami and then that's the Zac to be picked up right after that, not actually a bad choice either. I mean, Zac has some pretty crazy ganks and really great team fight disruption and presence. So they'll be looking for that, but it's kind of been the Vayne train all night long. It's been one Vayne or another. Now it's going to be Diamond's AD Vayne. I just can't, as opposed to AP Vayne, but Diamond, the AD player for, I'm going to keep calling them Wasabi, but it's Cognitive Esports. He's been crushing through basically everything for the longest time, but actually hasn't been on a challenger level team, at least not one that I've seen recently. So here in MCS, we can make some noise, and with a Vayne and a pretty strong lineup. You look at the tank line and the amount of CC you can sit in front of that Vayne. It's gonna be pretty scary to go up against.
I'm going to send a message real quick to find out if Fiddlesticks is Fiddlesticks or if it is just a proxy pick. Fiddlesticks, I mean, I'm not calling him out. It's a great support pick. Very well might be, but I haven't necessarily known Glebe Glarbu as much for his support Fiddlesticks. That's kind of the domain of MIA, at least in my mind. So I'm just going to shoot a quick message off here just to confirm that while we're waiting for the rest of the picks to come in. But if we don't see another support get picked up, I'm going to go ahead and just assume that is what it is.
Yeah, I would actually guess that it's going to be support Fiddlesticks. And with the last pick locked in there, I don't actually think we're going to see like support Zyra and top lane Fiddlesticks. I mean, I am not calling anything just yet, but that probably will be the case. That does mean that we'll have support Fiddlesticks with a jungle Elise and a top lane Nidalee with a Lissandra mid. All right, so it does make sense. I was just kind of trying to line everything up. It does look like it's making sense for now.
Yes, absolutely. So, sometimes you see those champions that can fill multiple roles. It can even like trip your brain up, like which is kind of the point, right? You pick up ambiguous picks early on to not give away your strategy and not limit your options, and make sure that you still have as many opportunities to pick up what you want as you can possibly pick up. But so WP Bear going to take that Lissandra mid. Going to be a fun time. Inox is going to get his very very favorite champion, Scuba Chris. I mean, I know he likes the Evelyn. I know he loves the Lee Sin. I think I want to say that we've seen him be more effective on Elise of late than anything else. Arguably because Lee Sin just gets banned so much against him. But the Elise is very very strong with this one. And you can tell his team has confidence in that they're willing to make sure that they lock that in as a first pick for him.
All right, so yeah, not making things the way that I would expect. They have yet to trade that jungle Nidalee away to Inox, so maybe we're going to see some new strategies after all here from Denial Esports, or perhaps I'm going to be hashtagging in Denial Esports on Twitter. I'm not sure about that. If you guys do want to follow us on Twitter, you can hit up at MCS Esports. You can also follow myself at Rapid Casting, and I believe it's at MalphusX if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
Wow, I'm basically the best at guessing these things. So I gotta say, I'm also kind of impressed because I was hyping up Diamond's AD carry, but he's actually going to be subbing in for support. So we are still going to see nothing here. I was actually kind of wondering because they're bringing in this huge AD carry player in place of support, kind of pulling a CLG with the Afromu. Is still going to be playing a really good support version along with nothing here, but I can't imagine. That's if nothing here just like fails super hard, Diamond's gonna be like, well, should have brought me in instead.
Just trade. Just everybody log out. Pause. Sorry, I disconnected. Switch accounts real fast. Go, go, go. But no, I mean, AD carries and supports. I mean, they do work together. They have to coexist. And so a lot of times, if you're an AD carry player and you're put in the support role, you know the things that you basically you do what you're sitting there screaming at your monitor for your support to do the whole time, right? You're laning the whole time and you're just like, zone away, go get up there, harass, trade with me, what do you, no, back away, like all that stuff that you're screaming at your monitor in solo queue. That's the stuff that you're going to end up actually doing when you hop to the other side of the curtain and start picking up that support role. So it should be a relatively natural transition. We'll see what Diamond's got this time. I mean, we're seeing, as you mentioned before, the most common lane pairing we've seen in the MCS thus far for bottom lanes in Vayne Nami. It's just been so incredibly powerful. It gets so strong so fast. Flappy Bearfish is going to take up the Twitch, and I think with support Fiddlesticks, that's an extremely menacing pickup. 3-second fear plus Twitch, using his combination of sustained AD carry damage plus burst is just so nasty.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Let me go through Glebe Glarbu's Fiddlesticks support rune page for you, all right? 26 flat AP with a gold per 10 quintessence, 7 armor, 7 magic pen, and 1% crit chance. So
wow.
We're gonna see the next level Glebe Glarbu Fiddlesticks plays coming out here, as well as he's going 921, so no surprise there. But I gotta say, pretty excited to see a couple of hyper carries and a couple of very popular supports, but being played into some very unique ways. So it's Denial Esports taking on Cognitive Gaming. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Mobafire Challenger Series. My name is Rapid. With me is MalphysX. Tonight we'll be bringing you our third game of the day. It's going to be the ex-Wasabi Gaming roster, now Cognitive Esports, going up against Denial. And both teams very, very strong showings here in MCS. I do believe Cognitive Esports actually have a one-game lead over Denial Esports, but both just tied neck and neck. So it's going to be a pretty great game.
It's going to be a fun one to watch. Denial coming out from the blue side, and we are seeing Cognitive Gaming coming out from the red side, grouped up. And I am personally going to fine both of these teams, but particularly Cognitive, about $50 for all these pings. And Thera going to walk forward out of the brush, going to get spotted. Nebby Pooh Bear walking forward there. It was too intimidating a presence. The skittering spider going to come in there. There we see the volatile spidering. Going to skitter his way in and reveal that team. There's a ward coming down as well. So both sides have identified one another. And Nidalee going to start tagging them with the Spiels.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's first blood already drawn. You can see Spears continuing to land. And Nox, one of the great things about his Nidalee is that he can literally build any item in the game on that champion and still do amazingly well. This time around, he's going for a much more AP-centric build. One of the great things about this is it gives you crazy sustain in lane because their heals are actually pretty good. So going for a lot of sustain there in full consumables and a fairy charm, actually a really interesting way to play. And we'll be keeping an eye on that because it is not often you get to see this pick. Even so, we're going to see iDream on Renekton. It's another one of his pretty strong power picks, and I do want to make sure we actually take a look at the bottom lane here for, I'm going to keep calling him Wasabi, but it's Cognitive Gaming. Nothing here combining his strengths here with Diamond, a support, or a sub here as support. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if, maybe there's a little bit of a lack of synergy, because it does look like we're going to have a 2v1.
Yeah, and this is pretty common with Vayne. A lot of times people don't want to necessarily go in for the brawl lane with Vayne right off the bat. Just set him up in that 2v1, let him get as farmed as possible. It's also going to be a major priority this game to shut down Inox as hard as possible in the early game. His Nidalee just gets so out of control so incredibly quickly. They are going to be putting a lot of emphasis on trying to control him. Inox he learned that Javelin first, so he's just been kind of spamming that out. He's below half mana already using that one, but whatever he can do to apply a little bit of pressure and just make sure that he keeps himself safe while he soaks up mostly experience and a little bit of gold in this lane.
But Nidalee, she is ranged. She doesn't have a too terribly hard of a time. And once again, you're going to see this strategy from the 1v2 lane. You go help out at the buff, back on out to base, pick up some health potions, and walk to lane with a Doran shield. iDream doing basically the exact thing that we saw coming out of our last game. And I think that was actually something that's worked out really well, at least for NWE. It was Quas that did that. And now this time around, pretty much the same thing for iDream on that Renekton. We're going to keep an eye on that CS as Nidalee has actually, been in lane and has 5 CS to her name, already chugging through the potions.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem, though. Whenever you're not under the tower trying to pick up that CS, a lot of times you can get caught out and poked and take a lot of damage like that. Renekton's going to get there. He's going to hit level 2 as soon as this shows up. And it's going to be Zac and Renekton trying to keep this tower as healthy as possible. But that's going to be problematic. If they're standing under a tower with no creeps around, that Dark Wind is just going to bounce between the two of them and deal massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, it does look like all of that extra AP coming out. I am watching this lane like a hawk because I want to see that 1% crit chance come into play. Leave Glarbu probably going to go up for a few more auto attacks than you would normally see from a Fiddlesticks, but doesn't want to push the lane too fast. And keep in mind, when you harass with auto attacks in lane, you're going to take minion aggro, which means the minions aren't hitting your minions, and so the lane will push. So you have to watch out for that mechanic, as it does look like Captain Ziploc coming in, probably out for a gank, just trying to hold the turret.
Wow, so much damage, but Super Chris gets condemned into the wall.
Yeah, he actually is going to get first blood coming out there. Nothing here, trying to desperately get back to the turret. The flash in underneath the turret. Nebby Pooh Bear will pick up the counter kill and double buffs. So even though there's 100 more gold, more than going to be made up for by the temporary value of those buffs on Lysandra.
Yeah, just buff transfer complete, that's all. Scuba Chris was tired of carrying those around all the time. iDream and Captain Ziploc starting it up.
And taking it back down. Ziploc taking more than half his HP in damage. He's going to back out here for now. We'll go back to base with those double buffs, but, keeping the lane kind of, keeping the pressure off that lane for iDream As is, you saw that 2v1 lane getting a little bit of help. Nubby Pooh Bear coming up for the kill. That is not going to be something Zamfir is going to be too happy about. Keep in mind, Zamfir is the AP Lulu player you guys have probably all heard of. Not quite going for that strategy this time around, but he's an equally good Ahri. So having a little bit of a difficult lane to go into that, not really something that's going to be helping out Cognitive Gaming right now. As is, Nubby Pooh Bear going to go back to base, and you can see that with that extra gold, he has 1,300 in his inventory. Probably going to see double Doran's rings, though.
This is very interesting. I never really thought about this part of Fiddlestick's his kit as a support, but in the 1v2 situation, when the jungler comes in to try to help the lane out, and you see the jungler and the solo laner diving back in, if they run away from the creeps, it means that the two of them are standing side by side. If you're playing champions that are like 100% reliant on their skills to get anything done, which, you know, is basically every champion in the game, having that silence just bouncing between the two of them, it becomes a ridiculously long duration AoE silence that also does a lot of damage and can temper a lot of aggression. And we saw Gleek Glover using that perfectly. Zach and Renekton tried to dive through, but they didn't have any creeps, and so they just got completely locked down by that dark wind, and they couldn't try to chase through and get any damage down onto Flappy Bearfish.
Difficult to do things when you're silenced out there. You're gonna see iDream get in there for some damage, gets the slice, gets the dice, the stealth on out from Flappy Bearfish, tries to turn around and get the damage down, but it's gonna be a flash out, expunge down, but it's not gonna be dealing all that much damage. The flash in, iDream can't quite get on Flappy Bearfish. All it's gonna take is one more auto attack. iDream tries to turn it, gets speared out underneath the turret, and taken out. The young glebe, though, picking up the kill, and I gotta say, a little bit over aggressive there from the bottom lane on Cognitive Gaming.
Yeah, that was as soon as I brought that that point up, we saw Captain Ziploc made a beautiful adjustment. He just didn't go in at the same time. They staggered their initiation, and that allowed them to get away from that dark wind trap. Scuba Chris coming up, going to try to zone Nothing Here out as best he can, but Captain Ziploc and iDream, they chased way too hard for that one. They thought that they could pick up that kill, and they really bit hard on it. Here's the cocoon in top.
It does look like going in there, Cocoon does land, but it's going to be the repel out from Scuba Chris. Got in there, but got a little bit too far. And Nox forced to flash as well. One more silver bolt, and it's actually the ignite to pick up the kill immediately. Nubby Pooh Bear there with the damage, with the ultimate. It gets impaled into a wall. He's not going to be able to go in there anymore. Nothing here with some great positioning. The Aqua Prism lands. MVP Diamond, man, making the plays, making it happen. Picking up the second kill for Cognitive up there in top.
Yeah, and that's 2 kills onto Vayne as well. Nothing Here already picked that up this early on in the game. That they're gonna have to pay attention to that as Nothing Here walks in, takes a tower shot. It's a tower shot of good faith. Wants to let people know that he is here to play the game, and he's not going anywhere. So he's gonna go grab that up. But once again, buff transfer complete. This time, the double buffs are on Vayne, and that's kind of terrifying. That's a fresh set. Wait. I'm trying to figure out where those double buffs came from. So see, no, they're actually just respawning. So those are just the same double buffs getting bandied back and forth. Interesting. All
right, so Nothing Here now has the target on his back. It's like double buffs. We know they're there. We can see them. They're rotating around your feet, which is apparently where buffs go. I'm not sure about that, but I'm gonna have to check my feet to see if I've got some of those on. The big thing to watch out for is that Vayne with double buffs is not something you can actually land against. Bottom lane, waiting in the brush, the Let's Bounce, and the knockup. Flappy Bearfish trying to get on up there. The knockup actually from Let's Bounce canceling the Crow Storm on the Glebe Glarbu, so no damage coming out there. A great gank, but it's primarily damage that was done. No kills picked up just yet.
Yeah, that was so nasty. Zamfir is in trouble in mid though.
He is gonna get jumped out there, throws the damage back out onto Ahri. No Cocoon to follow. Once again, just the damage, just the pressure being done in these lanes. Can't quite secure any kills.
And that's just the Secret Service line of creeps there, throwing their bodies in front of Zamfir and not allowing Scuba Chris to get that cocoon down. Scuba Chris, I'm not sure if it got lost in the animation for some of Lissandra's spells there or not. That was a very hopeful cocoon trying to thread it through that creep line and actually picking that up on Zamfir, but they're just going to do the same thing again.
Well, second time, that's what I like to call the NASCAR gank. You go back around in a circle, and you just get right back in there, pick up the kill for the 3rd kill of the game. The Nile kind of turning things back around. Now, they are going to put out a lot of damage there onto that middle turret. iDream's thinking about it. He's like, is this a good idea or is this not? I can almost promise you it is not a good idea. Just trying to push them off the turret for now. We'll do so, and it's going to be Nothing Here versus Diamond. Wow, the spear's coming out. Actually starting to hurt a little bit, and it is, and Nox going for a little bit more of an AP-centric build. He's just like, what Doran's item can't I build on Nidalee? The answer is, well, basically none of them.
Yeah, they're all good. They all work for her. She wants man regen. She wants health and health regen. She wants attack damage and restore that or regen. That's it's all great. But Scuba Chris utilizing Elise is very good dragon control. The rest of the team going to be able to group up with them, and Denial Esports going to be able to take down the first dragon at about the 9-minute and 40-second mark.
All right, so first dragon going down a little bit ahead of schedule. Usually you will see those around the 12-minute mark. It's a little bit more of a standard timing, but great way to sort of snowball that in onto there. You can see that's Scuba Chris taking that away for Denial. Does give them about a 1,000 gold lead. Only problem is they're taking some turret damage on their secondary turret in the top lane. Probably will need some extra assistance. Notice that Inox, I mean, he's able to push things off the turret, but it's down about a quarter of its HP. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Denial, they've kind of... I mean, they haven't been up to that top lane all that much. A couple of times very early on. Actually, after losing that first turret, they definitely have to get the job done. Captain Ziploc continuing to pressure out the aggression down here in the bottom lane, but not quite able to pick up any kills just yet.
Captain Ziploc going back in.
Yeah, he's gonna hit the Let's Bounce 2, bounces Gleek Larbu way back in the action. Forces the flash out from Fiddlesticks, throws the Dark Wind around, they're all silenced up. The ultimate back in there, Gleek Larbu though, getting in with the ultimate, he's gonna be able to pop the passive on his Zag, takes out iDream, one turret shot, kills off a blob. It's gonna be 2 more blobs left to go, and it's Scumbag Glebe takes the last hit, and that will be the kill, a double kill, a perfect turnaround as well. Young Glebe throwing down the Dark Wind, preventing any flashes out, and an immediate, no hesitation Fiddlesticks ultimate, picking up the kills.
It was so great. He waited and waited. Like Captain Ziploc, he initiated with the Let's Bounce. The Let's Bounce is what canceled the last Crow Storm. So he used that. He just waited until that Ruthless Predator came out. He knew this is like they're standing right on top of me, right? Like I can't really get away from them. I can't generate enough of a gap, and I can't get out of vision range. So I'm not gonna be able to be sneaky about this ultimate. I just have to wait until the CC is down. So I almost feel like if iDream had held off on the Ruthless Predator and just kept going with his the rest of the DPS from his kit and auto attacks, that we wouldn't have seen that ultimate coming out from Glebe Larbu. But you got to give Glebe Larbu huge props. Once he did use that ultimate, he just kited back iDream so hard. I mean, just consistently, he baited iDream into trying to chase him down and then just backed away, kept him right on the edge of the Crow Storm. He was consistently dealing damage and never allowed iDream an opportunity to actually take a piece out of his hide, because it's not a piece that would have lasted very long. Renekton would just destroy Fiddlesticks in about a half second if he could reach him, but he never got that chance.
All right, well, the big deal to watch out for right now, we've seen some strengths, but across the board, the AD carry is starting to get up there. Flappy Bearfish, he's primarily known as a Graves main, but here is Twitch 2-1-0, or 2-0-1, with that Infinity Edge already complete, way ahead of nothing here. He actually had a pretty darn good early game at the same time. He has yet to buy, so he's going to go back to base with about 14,000 gold, 1,400 gold. My bad there. In his inventory, working on that Blade of the Ruined King to start.
That's always terrifying. It's always terrifying. But the Twitch he straight up has IE. I don't need shoes. I just need to kill people. That's all he wants to do right now. He's like, you know what? Ambush gives me move speed. As long as I'm invisible, I have move speed and people can't find me. So I'm just going to use that with the attack speed buff that it gives me. I'm just going to wreck people with this Infinity Edge. 12-minute IE. That's quite a lot of scary.
Slightly ahead of schedule. They have been rushing production on that. Infinity Edge now completed. Twitch, I mean, you can see that pink ward in mid lane just for that exact purpose. Just like, this guy is not going to be doing anything here, so don't really want to be seeing any of that. Pink ward in that blue buff brush as well, just saying, hey, you know, we lost our top turret and we don't want nothing here in Diamond to get too frisky and go in for those jungle invades, as is just going to give that blue buff on over to Nubby Pooh Bear. You can really see that Nubby's been going for those roams, getting the damage done. A little bit of a rougher time there for Zamfira, but pretty much a very similar build between them. Big deal though, continuing to be those spears landing, nothing here. Taking the damage, and Inox effectively 1v2ing right now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. There's nothing worse than a frisky koi. I mean, that's just, they get smug, you know, and there's nothing worse than a smug fish.
You gotta keep this
Inox
fish in line, man.
Yeah, you just gotta do it. You gotta do it. But Inox, he's been having a successful time with this. You know, he's up about 25 CS over his laning counterpart in the Renekton. He's maintaining control of the lane despite losing that tower. He's not doing too badly after that. So he's got a haunted guys up. The Tear of the Goddess is still getting work done, so that it's gonna end up being relatively cheap ability power, plus a burst of survivability. That's more than anything else, that's what Tear of the Goddess allows you. So when you're in a situation in a lane where you can't really CS as much, you're just kind of standing back spamming spells, it ends up being, you know, its efficiency becomes a major selling point for the item.
Now dual lane transitioning top, Gleek Blarbu in positioning, Flappy Bearfish completely stealthed in there, no impale, but the pink ward goes down just in the nick of time to see his imminent demise. That will be an almost instant kill there on to nothing here, and a great rotation by Denial.
And see, that's why Twitch didn't want boots. Oh, he bought boots. Dang it, Flappy Bearfish, you set me up, you son of a gun. But either way, that early Infinity Edge, he just showed up, got the slowdown from the Venomous Cask, and that allowed him to just freely auto-attack. I mean, the Cleanse came out, the Flash came out, it still wasn't anywhere near enough. Flappy Bearfish was just like, dude, my ult gives me more range than your Flash allows you to cover. I'm gonna be just fine in picking up this kill.
Well, when you put it that way, it sounds a little OP, but very, very good rotation. Like I mentioned, third kill of the game picked up there onto Twitch. He's going to have that Phantom Dancer in no time, and Vayne's still without that first big item completed. Not really going to be in a position to counter out anything that this Twitch can do. Third turret of the game and last outer turret taken by Denial, and after a very even start to the game, the fear goes off onto iDream. You see immediately the ultimate, the follow-up, the exhaust. iDream just walking in, face checking the entire Denial Esports lineup, and probably not what you want to do. Now 0 and 3, having a really rough time.
He never had control of his champion. He never had it. The charm lands on the W Pooh Bear.
And unfortunately won't quite be enough to pick up the kill, but still, you know, tense situation going on. I mean, one thing, if you can say one thing about Wasabi Gaming slash Cognitive Esports that they are now, it's that they make comebacks. If you guys want to go back and watch, ooh, not able to flash Fear though onto Zamfir. Is it going to be enough to get the lockdown? I mean, we were getting the Ice Path. Is he going to take enough damage though? Charm just land onto Nubby, but the last auto attack over the wall, breaking my voice and the back of Zamfir as he does wind up going down. He'll be very close to getting taken out there himself, so pretty manly play is rewarded by the 8th kill of the game for Denial.
Inox on the hunt. Oh, not gonna get enough damage.
Please.
I couldn't continue chasing that one. Captain Ziploc gonna go. He's so look at him. He's just so little. Little Zach.
Such a tiny little Zach. Maybe that's the micro-sized Ziploc bags. Not sure if you've seen those. They literally hold like a single Oreo. I'm like, you know what? I'm down. Not really. I don't even understand. I'm like, how am I supposed to fit my sandwich in a bag the size of a quarter? I don't know. But that's about the size that Ziploc was. He's going to make it back to base. And keep in mind, he did have his passive up. So if he had gotten speared, he still would have been alive there for a little bit longer.
And that's, yeah. But then again, I mean, that is a pretty essential tool to his kit. I mean, he wants to be able to initiate fights, and then even if he does soak up all the focus, he still wants to be able to come back and then just, elastic slingshot back out of the fight and troll his way back to the base to get some more HP. So even if it, sometimes it's worth a summoner spell just being able to burn that off of him, like very, very occasionally. But it's not going to be the situation this time around. As you see, I'm always, every time I see Inox go back to base, I'm just like standing there looking at his items. Like I'm just waiting to see what he ends up buying. So he's picking up the blasting one. He's looking to finish up that the Seraph's Embrace as quickly as he can, or maybe just the Archangel Staff if he doesn't have enough charges on it yet. That's it. As you said before, it's going to be a big infusion of ability power, which is going to synergize so well with the magic penetration he's already bought up for himself. Those javelins are going to become just terror missiles.
Terror Missiles makes it sound like a metal song. I could totally make a band called Terror Missiles.
Oh yeah, I won't even charge you more than 5% on the name.
All right, yeah, man, good guy Malphus, low royalties.
I do what I do. I do what I do.
You should create the Malphus X record label. I'd totally be down for that. Zamfir get the wave clear on in mid lane. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to market our own League of Legends shoutcasting records. I'd pay for it, but
I'd pay to hear someone scratch a shoutcast. I think that'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. I'm just getting totally distracted right now, but that would just be the best thing ever.
see if DJ Lambo were in this game, we could get him to do it, but unfortunately,
we're
gonna
block.
see. Yeah, gotta get ulted out there. Once again, zero control of his champion. Tidal Wave comes in there, dishing out Tide Collar's Blessing to all four of his Bloblets. There's the teleport in immediately. The exhaust goes down onto the support. Leave Glarbu, though. Taking that away. Scuba Chris, though, behind enemy lines. He's gonna get taken out. Zamfir, a little bit aggressive positioning there. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Both junglers going down.
That's nothing here. It's still in trouble.
Are you serious? The ice path over the wall, follow up, way too much to deal with. And nothing here. That's what you get for not walking back to base.
Oh, Inox.
Inox kind of feeling himself, going a little bit deep. Like I said, it's kind of saving Private Inox behind enemy lines there. Just the ward coverage. And this is what's so crucial to the way that Inox plays Nidalee. It's excessive ward coverage because literally anywhere you walk in Cognitive's jungle, you can be seen, and it just sets up perfect spears like the ones that unfortunately made nothing here kind of live up to his name a little bit more than he would like to.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a Vayne here? No, there's nothing here. Vayne is back on the platform. It's just, and also I want to give a shout out to W3D3. I'm not convinced that ice path got like 100% through the wall. I think he got a little boosty. I think it was like right at the very edge of the wall, and the game was just like, you're close enough, you little scamp. Get in there and kill that AD carry. And W3D3, it just blew him up. I'm loving the Lissandra play. So much control coming out of him, and he's not going for that super safe, like, rush the early Zanyas so that I can have, a solid 5 seconds of invulnerability. He's gone up with the Haunted Geist, he's got the Spell Penetration Boots, and then he's got the Abyssal Scepter as well. So he's just got as much magic resist reduction and penetration as possible. This is a very, very potent build for close range assassination, and when you have a build like that, being a Vayne up against this Lissandra is just, it's more obnoxious than anything else.
Yeah, when you're Vayne, the thing that you fear the most is like, I don't know, a Rise, any sort of, or a Rise, Morgana, anything that's like a big lockdown sort of control mage. Because either way, that's going to limit your mobility. It's going to keep you from tumbling and going invisible to drop aggro. And it's really going to limit, it's going to limit what the rest of your team can do for you as far as peel. And right there, you saw getting locked down and really the control. Ooh, Acro Prism though lands on a Glebe Glarbu though. Gonna be able to get out of there. Spears coming out from Inox, landing onto Zamfira, man. These spears are just on point. Inox is definitely starting to feel the get into the flow of that Nidalee. Spears continuing to land. Neither Nothing here nor Zamfira actually save. Cocoon there landing onto iDream. This is having a rough time. I can just listen. I can tell every time Inox throws out a spear, I can hear that danger. Will Robinson kind of pick out there. Fear goes down on a Ziploc. Ultimate out from Twitch. Flappy Bear does so much damage. Then Fear gets blown apart. The support to follow it. It's all going to be downhill from there. iDream forced the flash between his double turrets and the shutdowns coming right, left, and center. W3D3 does go down, does get shut down by Nothing here. At the end of the day, that was a 3-for-1 exchange. I gotta say, the Fears coming out very strong. Glebe Glarbu starting the fights like a man.
And that was so incredible. Like, I think it was 4, maybe even 5-man root at a W3D3 with his W right in the middle of the team. Did end up getting put into the wall, is maybe regretting not having his Zonias at that point, but he got that kill with the Glacial Path from the grave. He cast it right before he fell down, and the Glacial Path is actually what got the last hit on Nothing here. You could see his corpse out under the tower. Denial Esports taking advantage of coming out ahead in that fight, gonna be able to grab themselves up a 22-minute Baron. And I believe, Lissandra did respawn in time to have that, so they're going to have 5 Baron buffs on this side. This is going to be a very, very scary moment of really, really hardcore map pushing.
Yeah, Baron buff, 3 turret advantage, and a 10,000 gold lead with the kill lead as well. Pretty much everything going in Denial Esports' favor right now. All they really have to do is just kind of walk down the middle lane and not throw a turret fight. Scuba Chris gonna pick up, add insult to injury, taking down the Dragon, trying to get it to tank onto Spiderlings, but not really having all that much of a success there. Just kind of he's literally walking.
He's trying to make it switch as many times as possible, because while Dragon is going through its turn radius, its attack timer isn't running down. So you actually end up taking fewer attacks between you and your Spiderlings total if you make it consistently change targets. So while it's spinning back and forth, the Spiderlings can obviously tank it up for him, and he won't have to take the damage, but then he'll also be dealing less damage if one of the spiders dies. So he wants to take it down as quickly as he can while taking minimal damage. You just want to kite back and forth and make it change targets again and again and again.
So nice job kind of kiting things out there. Zamfira, what the? Okay, is it going to be enough? The damage ticking down. Poison, is it? It's true damage, but the health potion. Here, health potions are pretty good, Malphus. It's going to be able to keep Zamfira alive for now. I was like, wait a second, why is Flappy Bearfish ulting? Oh my goodness, Zamfira gets blown apart.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. W3D3, oh, here comes the initiation from Ziploc.
And W3D3 immediately ulting himself, keeping himself safe for now, goes through the 5 seconds of invulnerability. Glebe Glarbu with the solidarity ultimate there. Just, I don't know, not able to be very effective. That is 2 ultimates down, though. And, well, I guess you can't really count Elise ult there, so...
I think he wanted to make sure W3D3 felt like he had something that he was actually avoiding with that ultimate. He was just like, oh, okay, I'll just do the Crow Storm too. You can dodge that. It'll be great.
All right, but as is, that means that middle turret gonna fall. Secondary top turret almost going down there. Inox just kind of tanking it up as he takes that one down. iDream just not really in a position to get anything done, but the dives are strong, and so is Flappy Bearfish. Devastating from the back line. The dives are good. Pooh Bear going for it immediately. Final hour thrown down by nothing here, flashing away. He's just like, wait a second. I know what's about to happen. iDream, please getting in there or Inox getting onto iDream. Is able to take him out 6-16. Everything going Denial's way.
Yeah, Flappy Bearfish he's tremendous right now. They've already got 2 items up on him, the Infinity Edge and the Phantom Dancer, and he's stealing so much damage. The attack speed buff coming out from having the ambush is really, really strong, and if Inox starts giving him some heals, it's gonna be even better. And Zach, yeah, he's in 4 pieces already.
Popped. It's like when he does his dance emote and he's that big bubble, the big sort of explodable water balloon. Just kind of throw the spears at him, and Inox able to take him down 17-6 now, and a 7-1 turret lead. Sweet lord, the damage is coming out from those spears, and let's not forget 6-0-7 Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Twitch. Really nothing has been able to stop him. Oh, Flappy Bearfish, please going in for the same blow up strat diamond. This is getting a little bit crazy. It's do the same thing over and over again. It's just as effective. Repel goes off. Zamfira gets caught out by the Cocoon into Fear, into Spear. And into the Execute.
I thought they were going to give it to Glebe. I thought they would do it. I really did. I think, you know what? You want to commit a Flash Spear to this? That you took that for the team, sir. We're going to reward you with a little gold. And then at the last second, they're just like, nah, I'm just going to put it on Scuba Chris.
And instead of a Last Whisper for the holy trinity of AD carry items, it's a red potion and a Sword of the Divine.
I really like this. On Twitch, it's so powerful because so much of his playstyle is, okay, I reveal from stealth, I have bonus attack speed, and I just need to deal as much damage as I can before anybody can get to me. Because generally speaking, if anybody gets to me, I'm going to die immediately. He's 6-0-9 right now, so he's kind of basing his survivability on being able to kill people. You come out, you pop that Sword of the Divine, it maxes your attack speed and makes you crit on every attack for, how many is it? 3 attacks that you get?
Yep, it's 3 autos. The only problem with Twitch is that because his ultimate spray and praise missiles are piercing, if you fire 1 missile and it hits 3 champions, it consumes all 3 crits of that Sword of the Divine. The other side of that is that, even though that sounds pretty bad, if you hit all 3 attacks on 1 target, they just blow up even faster. So Zamfira has been his target for most of the game. We'll see if he can take him out next time around.
Yeah, it's so much burst, right? It takes an AD carry and turns him into an AD burst mage, in addition to everything else that he can do as an AD carry. It's really, really terrifying. I mean, with plus 100% attack speed, he already gets a big attack speed buff, from that ambush. So plus 100% on top of that is taking him very, very close to capped. And the Cocoon's going to land on Renekton, but they're not going to chase this down. The split push is in effect. They want to get the inhibitor tower and the mid inhibitor at the same time.
It does look like this will be what could be the final fight of the game. That'll be Pooh Bear getting in there, going invincible. He's going to throw it out of the Zani's Hourglass. The cover fire coming in. Sergeant Glebe Glarbu on the case, forced to cleanse out from nothing here. Going to try to back on out there, but the CC just continues to pile on in. So does the rest of Denial Esports. They will take down the first inhibitor of the game at the 27-minute marks, and they're not stopping there. Going for the second base turret. They're going to take that one down. Nobody really willing to come off the summoner platform. Cognitive Esports could be have the scores evened up against them as the 5-2 become 6-2 and turn the same score right back around onto Cognitive.
Yeah, and big shout out to Flappy Bearfish here as Captain Ziplocs come back out. This is gonna be the last engagement.
Godlike Flappy Bearfish. If you guys want to raise your flappies in chat, I am totally approving of that. You're going to see the Nexus fall, and Denial Esports will take the win. Spears continue to come out. These guys are just kind of hanging out, improving their KDA. Nexus falls 22-6, and an early lead there by Captain Ziploc. Win goes to Denial.
Yeah, it's going to end up being a 7-0-9 Flappy Bearfish by the end of the game. The Twitch plays just absolutely incredible. Really, really solid play there. And Denial, they never showed them anything. They never gave them an opportunity. They got out ahead very, very early on and just really, really solid play. Also, you got to give a little bit of love to the 2-0 and 12 support Fiddlesticks, right? That's just